Thanks for joining me for Chapter 1 of the North Carolina Real Estate Exam test questions. So something I realized I should have made a part of my original review videos is to add some sample exam questions. But that's okay, we'll do that now. These questions were not written by me, they come from the North Carolina Real Estate Principles and Practice book by E. Thomas Mangan. Since this is the first one, I'll go through my spiel. Please consider subscribing so you catch the rest of the videos coming up. Give me a thumbs up if you're finding some value in this channel. It keeps my channel growing and it keeps me a little more motivated. And if you have not signed up for real estate courses yet, I have a 10% off link down in the description below for new signups for pre-licensing, post-education, and continuing education classes. And lastly, once you are finished with your class, you will be looking for a brokerage to affiliate with. I'll have a link posted in one of the corners up here and down in the description below on a video I made about how to choose a brokerage and which one I chose. If you decide to join Keller Williams like I did, there will be a blank spot in your application to put a sponsor's name. That's a great place for you to put your favorite teacher's name. My name is Sean Kelly. It helps with a little profit sharing at no expense to you. Let's head over to the 20 questions. Question 1. The quality of the location of land and consequently the value of the land can be changed by A. The principle of non-homogeneity, B. Relocation of the land, C. Changes in the national scope of the real estate business, or D. Improvements to the land that result in accessibility not previously available. So this is a confusing question, but uniqueness can't change the quality. You can't relocate land. External economic factors can influence the value, but not necessarily the quality of the land. But D. Improvements to the land can obviously change the quality and value. So you almost just have to pick off A through C. All right, so question 2. The term realtor designates A. Any real estate licensee, B. A real estate licensee who is a member of the National, State, and Local Association of Realtors, C. Only licensees who hold broker's licenses, or D. All of the above. So the key here is knowing that a realtor must be a part of the local association of realtors. So here we're called brokers, but in most states they'll kind of look at you funny because they're called realtors as like a generic term. But the answer here is B. Must be part of the local association of realtors. Question 3. The characteristic of land that causes the real estate market to be essentially a local market is the physical characteristic of A. Indestructibility, B. Immobility, C. Availability, or D. Natural features. So does indestructibility have anything to do with the local market? No. Is it the fact that you can't move it? Yeah, kinda. Since you can't move your entire property and everything that comes with it, the land, the view, etc. The immobility is what makes the market local. Answer is B. Question 4. All of the following are separable ownerships in land except A. Surface of the land, B. Area below the surface, C. Non-homogeneity, D. Air rights. I said that right first time. So can you sell your land? Yes. So A is not the answer. Can you sell just your mineral oil and gas rights to an oil company? Yes. So B is not it. Can you sell the air rights and allow someone to build a bridge or building over your property? Sure. Yeah. Then D is wrong. So that leaves us with C, non-homogeneity. What does that mean? So it means no two properties are alike. Can you separate uniqueness? No. The answer here is C. Question 5. An increase in the economic supply of land has resulted from A. Increased utilization of physical supply of land, B. Modification by improvements to the land, C. High density development, or D. All of the above. So this is asking what is making the number of houses being built increase. So utilizing the supply of land better? Yes. This could be flattening out terrain or something like that. Modifying the land, it's really the same thing as A. High density will fit more houses. So the answer is D, all of the above. Question 6. The non-homogeneity of land is A. Is the basis for the legal remedy of specific performance. B. Results from the uniqueness of every parcel of real estate. C. Is a physical characteristic of land. Or D. All of the above. So remember what non-homogeneity means. It will be really important for the real estate test. So it's about uniqueness. No two properties are alike. so B is correct. No two properties being alike is also a physical characteristic, so C is also correct. Then, because of uniqueness, you can sue a seller for not performing the contract in a remedy called specific performance. So the answer here is D. All of these are correct. Question 7. The employment of the concept of highest and best use, A, includes consideration of the physical and economic factors affecting land use. B, results in the greatest present value of the land. C, must be a use feasible in the near future. Or D, all of the above. So, well, if you learn anything, know that if there's an all above answer, it's probably that one. Just kidding. But D is the answer here. All of the answers above are the highest and best use. Question 8. Economic characteristics of real property include which of the following? A, location. B, immobility. C, indestructibility. Or D, non-homogeneity. So location sounds physical, but it's not actually. Immobility is definitely a physical characteristic. Indestructible is physical. And non-homogeneity is uniqueness, which is physical. So the answer here is location. Location is economical. Question 9. An example of public land use control is A, restrictive covenants, B, zoning laws, C, deed restrictions, or D, protective covenants. So public land use controls are rules made by a greater entity. Private land use controls are a little more limited and local. A, C, and D are all private land use. They all mean pretty much the same thing here. Therefore, zoning laws, B, is public land use controls. That's our answer. Question 10. The real estate market may be described in all of the following ways except A, free market, B, a local market, C, a movable market, or D, a market that is slow to react to changes in supply and demand. So we are free to buy and sell as we please. It's a free market. B and C mean the opposite thing, so it has to be one of these. D is true. Real estate is slow to move. So real estate is local. We should all know this, right? Charlotte, North Carolina is blowing up right now, while Detroit, Michigan is still just puttering along like it has been for the last couple decades. Therefore, C is the answer. Question 11. The function of a real estate agent in dealings with buyers and sellers in the real estate market may best be described as which of the following? A, financier, B, counselor or advisor, C, contractor, or D, salesperson. So now the answer in class and the answer in the real world are two different ones here, B and D. So getting leads is the most important and lucrative part of real estate, which is full-blown sales. But in general, we are basically advisors to the clients we do have. We don't discuss financing much, and we are not a contractor. So the answer here is B, counselor or advisor. Question 12. Which of the following is an example of the private control of land use? A, zoning, B, restrictive covenants, C, building codes, or D, environmental controls. So this is a flip to the question we were just asked previously. Public land use versus private land use controls. Public is higher level, zoning, codes, environment, etc. Private is your HOA and restrictive covenants. Answer here is B. Question 13. Factors affecting supply and demand in real estate include all of the following items except A, government regulations, B, interest rates, C, local economic conditions, or D, real estate investment trust. So this one is done by the process of elimination. A through C are very obvious influences in the supply and demand. High building regulations will cut the supply of houses. Low interest rates will raise the demand. Economic conditions can impact both supply and demand. So the answer here is C, D, real estate investment trust. Question 14. Real estate investment offers the opportunity to produce a profit in the following ways except A, appreciation, B, positive cash flow, C, specific performance, or D, tax advantages. So this is easy. I don't think I really need to explain much here. So appreciation is money, cash flow is money, tax advantages are money. Specific performance is about uniqueness of land. So C is our answer. Question 15. Which of the following has the greatest effect on real property value? A, tax rates, B, location, C, availability, or D, indestructibility. So no one cares much about tax rates when looking at property. Although a school district is important, that's less about taxes, more about location of the school zones. So that answers the question. Location, location, location is the answer. B. Okay, question 16. The real estate agent must have specialized knowledge of a variety of subjects that include all of the following except A, financing, B, contracts, C, legal advice, or D, valuation of property. I hope your teacher has drilled this one into you already, so I'm going to cut straight to the answer here. We do not discuss legal advice at all. Answer is C. If your client asks you a question dealing with the law, advise they seek to a lawyer. You don't want to be liable. Question 17. The National Association of Realtors is A, government organization, B, a trade group, C, an organization for buyers and sellers of commercial real estate, or D, all of the above. So personally, I have to figure this out by the process of elimination. A and C are pretty far from the answer. Therefore, it's B, trade group. I would probably miss this one or have to guess if I didn't have the answers here. Question 18. Physical characteristics of land include all of the following except A, location, B, nonhomogeneity, C, performance, D, immobility. So remember and study the physical and economical characteristics of land. B through D are physical. A is economical. Question 19. All of the following are public land use restrictions except A, building codes, B, protective covenants, C, zoning, or D, regional planning. So third time this question has come up. Private land use controls are more specific and at a lower level. HOAs and protective covenants and restrictions are private land use controls. Answer is B. Question 20. Last question. Scarcity and location are examples of A, physical characteristics of the land, B, highest and best use, C, permanence of investment, or D, economic characteristics of the land. So scarcity is not physical, neither is location, but scarcity really isn't. So it's not B or C, D is the answer. That's all 20 questions for Chapter 1. Again, these came from the North Carolina Real Estate Principles and Practices book. I did not write any of them myself. There's no way I can make up stuff like this. If you find any errors or have any comments, drop them down below. Reach out to me personally if you have any questions about joining a brokerage. I have my email and Facebook contact information down in the description below as well. As always, thank you so much. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing to this channel so you don't miss out on the next chapters coming up. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.